In the second half of the 18th century and throughout the 19th, the population of Britain was on the move. Just a few miles to the next village or further to a town. Hundreds of miles to London or another region, or thousands of miles overseas. This program uses contemporary documents to reveal some of the reasons for these moves. For example, why did Benjamin Shaw move? He was born in 1772. Unusually for a person of his class at the time, he wrote down his memories of his own life and what he knew of the lives of his family.
To know something of our ancestors has always appeared to have been a desirable thing to me. I now proceed to give some account of myself and family. Benjamin Shaw, son of Joseph and Isabella Shaw, was their first child, born December 23rd, 1772, at a place called Hallbank, in the township of Dent, in the parish of Sedbergh, in the West Riding of Yorkshire. My father was a weaver by trade. My mother was employed in winding when he was weaving, and knitting stockings or spinning worsted for stockings, which was common work at that place. She learned and kept us children to this work constantly. This helped my father's earnings a little. When I was about 5 years old, my father turned his attention towards clockwork. He became noted for working with clocks and guns locks.
In 1791, the Shaw family were living in Dent and doing several different jobs, but their lives were about to change.
At May Day, 1791, some families went to a factory at Dolphinholme in Lancashire. From our town, there was a man named Miles Burton. He was employed at this factory, and there happened to be a want of hands there. This Miles informed the master that he could get them hands at Dent, so he was authorised to come over and hire hands. Trade being bad, some families went, seemed to like it well. Being in want of more hands, Mr. Edmondson, the managing master, came over. Several more families were hired, including my father and family. We were 7 children, and they liked large families best, for children's sake. My father engaged for him and me to work in the mechanic shop.
At the age of 19, Benjamin Shaw moved from Dent, 40 miles south to Dolphinholme in Lancashire. His comments on the move reveal a lot about why it happened.
There was a want of hands.
The mill at Dolphinholme needed workers.
Trade being bad, some families went.
A slump in trade at the time meant work was scarce.
They liked large families best, for children's sake.
The mill owners liked families with a lot of children, and something else made the family attractive as employees.
My father turned his attention towards clockwork.
The new mills used the new spinning machines, and mechanical skill was needed to run them. Shaw's father had that skill. Benjamin Shaw was apprenticed at Dolphinholme for 3 years, during which time he married, but things didn't go well at the mill.
Trade was bad. We hoped it would revive, but things went worse at Dolphinholme. And on the 4th of August, 1794, I was free from my apprenticeship. But I did not know where to get work. The mill was standing, and we expected it to be sold. I was turned out of work in January 1795, and I was forced to try my fortune.
Benjamin was on the move again.
I went first to Lancaster, then to Caton, thinking to go back to Dolphinholme when it begun again. But I could get no work. So I set off to Preston and found work at Horrocks Yard. In about 3 weeks, my wife came to Preston, and we took 2 rooms at the corner of Dale Street.
Benjamin Shaw moved the 20 miles into Preston, where he got work as a mechanic in Horrocks Cotton Mill. He spent the rest of his life in that town.